to find a father figure. Find somebody you can speak into. Walk up to the principal. Get a male teacher. I had one teacher one day who just happened to be a white guy that walked up on me one day and he said, you know what, you're special. And when he told me that, he blew my mind. He said, you're special. And you know what, 16 years later, I called that man back on the phone and I said, thank you. There were a couple men who spoke into my life. That's why I know that the spoken word can change a person's life. Just like some of you that are sitting here right now. So I want to challenge you guys. You're going to have to grow up. No one's going to put up with some of the ways that you act out there. You got to lay a foundation now before it's too late. I believe that most of the girls, not every girl because I'm not a female, but look, watch this here. I believe that the majority of you girls that are sitting here right now need to have a dad too. You say, why? I'm trying to figure out why. Why in the world do we have 1 million teenage girls that get pregnant every year? Now you watch this, I can teach you something. Why do we have, I'm telling you, this little sexual so-called revolution? Why? I believe it's because of the father. I believe that most girls need to have a father. What are you talking about, Joseph? Let me tell you something. There's a process. There's a process. There are things that should put in place when you're growing up, when you were in middle school. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. When you were in middle school, there's something that should have happened. Your father should have been the one that would usher in the intimacy in your life, and he would teach you that. If your father never taught you that, something is missing. Most girls desire to be a daddy's girl. Most of you girls, I don't care what color, I don't care your hair, your clothes. Most girls that are sitting here right now, in your heart of hearts, your desire is to be a daddy's girl. And something should have happened when you were in the middle school. And it's something that was supposed to be ushered in. Your father should have walked up to you when you were in the 6th, 7th, 8th grade, and he should have put his arms around you and said, baby, I love you. And you're special. And if you never did that, something is missing. And the need for intimacy never went away. And you got confused because you got confused by your information source. He never affirmed you as a female. He was the one who was supposed to teach you. Look, a father's supposed to, a dad and a daughter, a father is supposed to protect, correct, and direct. When my daughters are around me, they protect it. When I'm out in public at a water park or even I'm out at home and my daughter's out in the yard, I'm like an eagle always protecting my daughter. When we're out in the public and someone walks up on my daughter, a bully, and he's pushing everybody else's kids around, I step up on him and I said, no, you can't do that to her because she's got a father. Some of you have been left without a father. And I'm telling you what's going to happen. I'll show you how some of you have lost your virginity. There are some of you girls that are sitting here right now that was never ushered in. When I go back home and my wife picks me up from the airport and she pulls in the front and she's in my car, I got a fine ride, I got a fine wife. And when I come out the Atlanta airport, and they got my bags, and my wife gets out of the car. She walks around the car. My wife used to be a TV news reporter, and she's fine. And when she walks around the car, I know inside there's a bottle of water. When she walks around the corner, she stands there, and I put my arm around her and just hug her. I grab her hand. That's all she needs. It's called intimacy. And she gets back into the car. Watch this here. There's some of you that are sitting here right now, mark my words. The reason why a lot of girls, man, draw guys that are no good is because they believe they draw what they think they deserve. And here's what will happen if that whole intimacy statement is not ushered in right. Here's what you'll do. Some boy, and most girls that I've met, date older guys. If I was a betting man, I bet you most of you girls that have lost your virginity, you lost your virginity to an older guy. Because most girls don't date younger guys, they date older guys, and one day he put his arms around you, you never knew it. He put his arms around you and said, I love you, and you're special. And right on the spot, you confuse intimacy with sexuality, and you lost your virginity over humbug. Then after he got what he wanted, he moved on to your friend. You're no longer in the relationship anymore. He never knew. See, when anytime something like that happens, see, males are the aggressors. They're the conquerors. They deposit. Males are depositors. Females are receptors. That's why there's some of you that are sitting here right now. They came and got what they wanted. And they made a deposit, whether you got pregnant or an STD, or he just messed up your mind. See, that's deep. If you laid down with a guy and gave a guy your body, and he got into your mind, it's how it makes you feel after it's over. He no longer wants to touch you. He no longer wants to date you. And he just moves on. Some of you lost that right there. Listen to me. I want to challenge you today. And we've got prom that's coming up. Some of you that are sitting here right now, you've thought about it for 3 months, tonight's the night. Or tomorrow night, whenever prom is, I'm going to do it. I got a prom t-shirt. I want to show you this. Here's a scenario. Prom time is coming up. The little home, that's why some of the guys were sitting here kind of prom time. Because they know my chances are good. When's prom? Tonight or prom? Tomorrow. Oh man, my chances is good. They've been brushing 18 regular, changing underwear. Come on, you know what I'm talking about. Prom time is coming. So here's the prom, and here's the limousine that picks her up. They go to the prom, they dance. I don't know if y'all got booty dances. Y'all have booty dances? They don't let y'all do booty dances. You know booty dance, drop it like it's hot, kind of booty dances. So now you all worked up, and you go to change clothes. And he's out in the limo waiting, smile. Tonight's tonight. Tonight's tonight. And I'm going to get something. It ain't going to be no Kentucky Fried Chicken either. I'm going to get something that's going to be finger licking good. I'm going to get something. And he's in a limousine, and she comes out to the house or the hotel and just happened to pick up one of my t-shirts. And the closer she gets to the car, he reads the t-shirt. So I'm not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do it. The back it says, pet your dog, not your date. And a bunch of other, who like a free t-shirt? I mean, who like a free t-shirt going to the prom? Going to the prom, you need it. Stand up, man. Stand up. Why do you need a t-shirt? Huh? Who's going? Oh, you need a new shirt. Are you doing it at the prom? Yeah. No, stop. No, don't even go there. Who's going? There you go, baby girl. Pass that back to her. Pass that back to her.
Oh, what?
Yeah, okay. If she was, she ain't no more. Let me ask you a real question real quick. Now, you got to do this real fast. Look up here. We're going to do this real fast. Now, we're going to do a survey. Don't freak the adults out. You got to throw your hands up, put them down real quick. If you can respond to this, if you can respond, some of y'all smoke weed. You're like, yeah, I'm going to put my hand up. Don't none of y'all smoke weed? No. People that smoke weed, they just like, yeah, this is good. This is it. Teachers, don't let no kid tell you they can smoke weed and study better. That is a lie. Now, I know y'all in the country, but watch this here. Case in point. You ever had, I'm talking about some good weed. I'm talking about finger licking, sticking, one toe. Here's a bumper sticker. Marijuana, proud sponsors of, I forget. You ever had a good bag of weed? Now, I know none of y'all smoke no weed, but watch this here. I guess it's number one drug among some folks anyway. Watch this here. You ever had a bag of weed? Don't come on, and twist up a joint, then hide the bag, and hit the joint, and 20 minutes later, you can't find the bag? An hour later, it was in your sock all the time. You know what I'm talking about. But real quick, how many of you that are sitting here right now, be honest, just throw your hands or holler or something, put them back down. How many of you that are sitting here right now are still virgins? I love white people. I love white people. I do. I love them. Hi. Not emotional. Hi, I am. Some of the freshmen. What's a virgin? Some of the freshmen trying to figure it out. I don't know what that is, brother. And there ain't that song, I Kissed a Girl I Liked It, is it? I don't know. I'm just all confused. Here's a t-shirt I designed. The t-shirt says what? I'm a virgin. Thank you, honey. It says, I'm a virgin and proud of it. Who's a virgin like a free t-shirt?
I am.
Are you still a virgin? Yeah. Come on, man. Come on. I believe you, brother. Come on, get this shirt. Now, I got a different color, though. We don't want to wear that people. Wouldn't say lie, pants on fire, but you ain't got no pants, all no pants. always talking about the style. I ain't messing. And why y'all do that to my boy? How y'all know? How would you know? We got a virgin over here. You a virgin? Look. Why be embarrassed? Watch this here. Let me give you some information. 51% of all the kids in this country, 15 and 19 years old, are still virgins. In case you didn't know it. In case you didn't know it. 51% of all the kids in this country, based on statistics, national statistics, 51% are still virgins. Therefore, let me suggest to you that if you're sitting here right now and you're a virgin, you have every right in the world to be proud of the fact that you're a virgin, and you ought to stand for what you believe. Your body don't belong to no football team. Your body don't belong to your boyfriend or girlfriend. Your body belongs to you. That's a choice that you make about your body. Now, who's proud of being a virgin? I'm going to give you a t-shirt. All right, I'll give it to the sister here. Pass that back to my brother right there. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. Give her a hand clap. You gotta hurry up. I got another t-shirt. Here's another t-shirt since we own it. I don't have a problem with people sagging. I know they got their swag on. Watch this. I don't have a problem with white brothers or black guys sagging. Let me challenge you that if you're gonna sag, don't wear dirty underclothes. I don't mind, you know, the brother sagging, but I don't want to be behind you looking at all them stains. You know what I'm talking about. Here's a t-shirt that I designed. It says, pull them up. Everybody say, pull them up. The back say, pants up, see the mind, not the behind. You know what I'm talking about. Now, who's a dude want a t-shirt? Large? Gotta be large. Yeah, that's the one. Yep, the guy in the red right there. Yep, come on, son, guy, you want to throw it? Yeah. Come and get the shirt, man. I ain't gonna throw it. Hit you if you want to sue me. You want this shirt or you want the virgin shirt? He's not sagging. It's good. All right. Well, you know where sagging come from, don't you? Now, don't get locked up and go to the joint. And you walk in, that's where it comes from, the joint. When they would sag, you don't have to bend over and get no soap. They just roll up on you. How you doing? That's what they do. So you're happy, you're just glad to see me. You know what I'm talking about? That's how that would work out. Okay. All right. But I had the virgin stand up one day at the school, man, and freaked out some adults. Ah! Please don't work. It's like, what? Well, why is the word virgin so offensive when cuss words are not? Let me just say this right here very quickly. I had that one teacher who spoke a word to me one day, and he just tapped me on the shoulder and said, you know what, you're special. And that's why I know that a spoken word, if you're sitting here right now and you're a cutter, I can almost look. And I'm not moved by how people dress or their hair or anything. I just know that even the moment I start talking about erasing, and erasing really is a way that they just kind of erase their skin. They hurt so much on the inside is that they want to hurt the outside. That's just their expression. It was almost when I first started talking about that, there were a couple of people that tightened up. You know what I'm saying? We know we cover that in the wintertime, but the summertime is coming up, so you can't cut no more on your arms because you can't wear long sleeve shirts in the summertime, so now you cut your legs. I am telling you, man, that is not a way of life. It is not a good choice. But I had this one teacher that pointed at me the one day and said, you know, you're special. And it blew my mind, man. I mean, this teacher took me out to his house one day and said, I want you to come out Saturday and come to my house. I'm like, yeah, man, that's cool, man. You know, I ain't never been to a white folks' house before, man. You know, I'm from the hood. I'm a hood rat, man. You know, I ain't never crossed the line. And I walked his house, and they opened the door. It was him and his wife. Brooke opened the door, and she was gorgeous. And I seen a purse on the couch, and I thought, wow, didn't they know I was coming over? Everybody said I was a thug and a thief. Why didn't she hide her purse? But it wasn't on my mind that I was going to do nothing. Make a long story short, I went out in the back and he barbecued. But there were about 20 other guys over there. That's just part of what the teacher did. And let me challenge those of you that are teachers here today. There was a time in our country when things were different. We live in a time right now that the war that America is fighting, and I said all the time, it's not in Iraq or Libya. That's not the battle or major war that America is fighting. No, the war that America is fighting is in the public school systems here over the hearts and the souls of our kids. They closed 46 schools in Detroit, Michigan, and now they're ready to close. They're closing schools all over the country. The attack is upon the lives of the kids. Kids, bear with me for a second. Let me say this to the adults. There was a time in our society when teachers were honored. There was a time, and I know what I'm talking about, the teachers lasted 30 years. Now the life expectancy of a teacher is 5 or 6 years. A teacher's required to be the mother, the father, the social worker, maybe not here then, but in most places. Overworked and underpaid. The attack is upon these kids. That's where it's at. And we have so many teachers now that left school, that came to school to be a part of this system. And I'm telling you right now, the most profound, honorable position can be is that of a teacher. Now watch this here. But G. Edward Burton said this 100 years from now, it's not going to matter the kind of house you live in, the kind of car you drove, the amount of money you had in the bank, but that you were important in the life of a kid. And I've seen so many teachers nowadays that no longer have that edge. They no longer look upon it as trying to change the world. They just come to school. Let me challenge you, teachers. They're dropping like flies. I wouldn't be a teacher. Maybe it's okay to be a teacher here, but I know teachers where they jump them and they cuss them out. I know schools that the kids, it's a miracle they can just get them in the classroom, let alone teach them something. The disrespect. Kids, I want to say this, your teacher is not your enemy. I want to challenge the teachers that are here today. You need to be reaffirmed. You need to understand that what you're doing is correct. And so I challenge you today, and I just speak life into you like the teacher spoke life. I just challenge you because there's always teachers that want to just give up. Maybe not here, but places I come from. So I want all the kids to clap for the teachers today. Clap.